everyone knows, the plan is to cut from the top right of South Dakota down to the bottom left of North Dakota, and then fly across to the bottom of the Tetons, fly up through the Tetons, up through Wyoming, or up through Yellowstone, and then over to Ken Jernstedt. That's kind of our general how we're gonna fly this. We're gonna go through the Badlands, and then Tetons, and then Yellowstone, and get back into some mountains.
What's the Badlands?
It's in North Dakota.
So it's a real life place? Because I know Badlands only from Star Trek, so okay, so it's a real place, okay.
Was that Lakota or Comanche?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either, but the Badlands were definitely part of like a certain Indian group's territory, basically.
Yeah, my parents just went there and they were telling me about it, but I can't remember what they were saying.
I think it's Lakota.
Okay. Where's my dog pilot? There we go.
Oop. No. We'll bring that back. We're in the blue. We're in the blue. Alright. 125. We can bump that up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm at the tip top of the yellow here.
Yeah, I gotta.
142. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm catching infestation definitely. Okay.
Wind is speed direction. There we go. That's better.
Doing 128 ground speed now.
Copy.
Yeah,
Give her a little bit more juice.
Just don't notice much of a difference in the RV8, but I haven't landed yet, so maybe it's easier to land now.
Yeah, there should be another update coming out, but I don't know at all. Like I said, I haven't messed with it. I don't fly the tail dragger a whole lot either. I'm just not really good at landing it. Oh, do I? I still had a notch of flap out. That would explain it. Like, why?
I'm 12 o'clock low there. Not 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock low. Sorry. The other 12 o'clock.
The other one.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever flown any of the RVs without in a trike version. I've always flown it as tail draggers.
Yeah.
I fly a little bit of both. Both of them have their
I like the challenge.
positives. Yeah.
Just gotta stick those main gears down, push the nose forward a little bit until you lose power, and then drop the tail wheel. Or in the case of the extra, bounce 4 or 5 times.
Great.
And then come to a stop as you skid sideways.
That's a cool entry. I mean, people pay for that.
Right.
You don't want to know what I did to the brakes of my 310 earlier today.
Yeah,
there we go.
You get out after a landing like that and pop open the canopy and hop out and people will applaud.
Cigarette in hand.
Yeah, way to go.
Aviators
man.
on your nose, and then the week.
Even if you didn't mean to do it. I mean, you got to get yourself together. You got to put your shades on and
Exactly.
act like it was absolutely intentional.
Yep.
Don't let him ask you to do it again.
Yeah. Yep. What's the air show guy's name? Dave. Starts with an M. His last name, like
The drunk
Mac
one.
is that it? It might be.
That was the one I was thinking about. The one they have do the steals the
Steals the
cub.
cub.
He's like all over the place.
He's got like He's got like. Is it an MX or an MK? Maybe an MK.
Sure.
I don't know. But everyone stands up to look for him when they're like, oh man, there's a guy on the runway. Oh, Dave, you're not allowed to be out there. Oh no, he's in an airplane now. Oh no, he doesn't know what he's doing. And everyone's like standing up like, what? What's happening?
He's like dragging the wing and stuff.
Yeah. He's
It's
like,
just
it's wing over. What the heck is he doing? He doesn't know what he's doing. And everyone's like so concerned, and everyone that does know, everyone's just sitting down. They're not even watching.
Yeah. Oh, it's him again.
Yeah.
that guy again.
Yeah.
That guy.
It's kind of like after you've seen a stunt driver stand a car on two wheels.
Right.
Like, okay.
Let's get a little bit more RPM maybe. See if I'm dealing with this 22 knot crosswind.
Yeah. I got bit by a wasp like 3 days ago, and it still hurts. It still itches.
That sucks.
I was weed whacking or edge trimming or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought I'd like shot a rock or a piece of like a stick into my leg. 'Cause, like
Oh.
it immediately felt like it was like something was in my leg.
Yeah.
But I thought, oh, it'll stop hurting. But then it just kept hurting at the same intensity, and I looked down and there's this little fucker stuck to my leg.
Like, you son of a bitch.
You stupid. And then they all came out of the ground after that, and I was like, okay, we're done.
Yep, we're done for today.
Went to the hardware store and I bought some 27-foot jet spray.
Yeah, I hate wasps, man.
I ran over a yellow jacket nest with a lawnmower, push mower. Yeah. It was 27 stings, I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I had a pair of shorts on, and I remember. I mean, I made it probably 7 or 8 steps past the freaking nest before I realized they were lighting, and of course I just let go of the freaking lawnmower and I took off running.
Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to like look down. I was just running and swatting my legs.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Yeah, I ran like 100 yards, and I was like running, and I'd hop on one foot and just try and knock them off one leg, and then run and hop on one foot and try and knock them off the other leg. Yeah, I was messed up for a little bit. That was
I can imagine.
that was chewing tobacco and baking soda.
Interesting.
Covered my freaking legs in it to draw the stingers and the poison back out. When most wasps, bees, whatever, it doesn't bother me. But I see yellow jacket. I see yellow jacket.
Yeah.
I gotta get the 12 gauge.
Nuke it from orbit. That's the only way to be sure.
Yeah.
All these people getting gasoline and putting it in like Tupperware and holding it over. I was like, that's too close for comfort.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing as this jet spray that I can do from 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Plus, it's dangerous. You spill that stuff,
Right.
then you got gasoline spilled everywhere and angry hornets.
Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely certain things you don't want to mess with, and nest of anything in the ground. No, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. If it's not prairie dogs, leave it alone.
We had gophers one year. We tried everything. Smoke bombs. We tried live traps. We tried not live traps. We tried everything, and they just you couldn't kill them. My mom watched one day. She was out in the garden and she watched a plant get pulled down through the dirt.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna send you out and then give me just a second. I had to grab my phone because the pictures are on my phone. But yeah, it's funny. My brother's got groundhogs. I'm talking Caddyshack kind of crap here, buddy.
Nice. Okay. Okay, let's see.
There you go. In the channel chat.
Let's see. Do. Eh. Who's laughing now? Yep.
Got him.
Yeah, I've got voles, like just little like they're basically like field mice, kind of.
Yeah. They dig under the ground.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
in all our flower beds and stuff, and
Yeah. I got them in my
they
backyard.
leave trails and stuff in the winter.
Yep.
When the snow melts, you got all these like crisscrosses all over the yard. And you're like, you sons of bitches. And I tried everything. I was like trying to. I tried to be nice, guys. I really did. And finally, I went out and I bought some like high grade like poison, and just I was like, I've had enough.
I gave y'all a chance.
I was like, well, the thing is, like, I don't like using poison because I don't like the risk it poses to
For the animals
like
and stuff.
hawks and owls and
Yeah.
like people who leave, let their cats roam and stuff through the neighborhoods and whatnot. But at the same time, I was like, I'm really, really tired of you guys destroying my yard. So yeah. They'd like build nests and stuff I've got raised beds and stuff, and there's like heavy stone and stuff that's kind of built up against it, and they're like digging in around the stone and everything and tearing up the beds, and they was just tearing up all over the yard, and they were nesting underneath my downspouts and stuff. I've got like little plastic trays underneath my downspouts and stuff, and so they were nesting underneath there, and so I threw some of the chunk poison under each of the downspouts and gave it about a week, and then I went out and checked them, and I was like, a bunch of little skeletons under there. It's like,
Gotcha.
okay, got you, little shits. There's still a couple hanging around, so I'm gonna have to probably do it again, but I had that problem with chipmunks when my previous house. They were digging underneath my garage. I was like, oh no. It wasn't it was pretty shallow. It was an old garage, so the floor wasn't that thick, and I mean they were digging the shit out of it, and I was like, I am not dealing with this. I was like, if you guys start excavating enough and I end up having parts of the floor issues with it, parking on it and stuff, and I tried live traps for a while and that didn't work, and so eventually the back of my yard was fenced in at that house, and where they'd come out, that side of the garage was maybe like 10 feet away from my office window, so I just sit in my office, put up the window and get my pellet gun, and I just wait for the little bastards to. I was like, I've had enough. Trying my patience, you little assholes.
Caddyshack 3.
Yeah.
You had it coming.
Yeah.
Wasn't the Badlands or the area near the Badlands, wasn't that where Custer's last stand was?
I'm not sure. Have to look that
Okay.
one up.
I am gonna look it up.
Thought Little Bighorn was much farther east of here, but I'm not sure. Anyone seen Horizon, the Costner movie?
No. I don't know. I can't remember if people said it was any good or not. I don't. It wasn't.
I
I don't
just heard
know.
it was long. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
There's supposed
Costner
to be,
movie,
it's
so
supposed to be like a two-parter, isn't it? Isn't there
I
supposed
think
to
he
be
was.
another one?
Yeah, I think he was supposed to be he was dreaming of 4 parts, but I think
Jeez.
it kind of bombed. So they'll be happy to make 2 parts out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the scoop. The Battle of Little Bighorn. Custer's Last Stand. Lakota, Sioux, Northern Cheyenne, Arapaho, and the 7th Cavalry Regiment. And took place in southeastern Montana Territory.
Gotcha.
So, Little Bighorn Battlefield National Monument is located in southeastern Montana within the Crow Indian Reservation. The Black Hills, which include the Badlands, are located in South Dakota. US Trail connects the monument to the Black Hills and Yellowstone National Park, and they are about 350 miles apart, it looks like. Yeah, the distance between Badlands National Park and Little Bighorn is 380 miles. So, not the same place.
Gotcha.
Hey, look left. 11 o'clock.
And he's on autopilot.
What? No, I was muted. I was talking the whole time. I
Alright, there we go.
stinking mute button on my headset. Just forget to press it.
I do that all the time.
Yep. Ain't nothing out here to stop the wind, that's for sure.
Nope.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty darn flat, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, they've started pulling together new team members and stuff over at SWS to work on their 727 and their F4 Phantom.
Cool.
So that's something.
What should I be doing?
Oh, this is north up, that's why. There we go. I want track up.
That was a couple sweet screenshots on that turn, Nate.
I'm catching him as well. Hitting the moon above us.
Nice.
I was looking for the moon. I don't see it. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Little faint over there.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a cloud floating.
That's what I was just about to say. I like looked past it like 3 or 4 times. I was like, I
Yeah,
don't
me
see it.
too.
Like, oh wait. Got a little bit better performance now. The wind that's more a crosswind.
Man, it's been a long time since I formed this thing.
Yep. Been about a week for me. I think we go to 46 Delta for our halfway point.
Yep. That's where I was headed.
Copy.
I've got a separate app running that asks me which airport I'm landing at. So, like, well,
Oh.
yeah. Guess I'm just gonna take this one, and if it ain't the right one, I'll just wait.
Which one's 46 Delta?
Carrington?
Carrington, yeah.
Oh, yep. Next airport after this one. Okay.
After, yeah. Oh, 10 or 9 or Marisa or whatever you want to call her put some info in the voice channel chat about the Badlands Theodore Roosevelt.
Oh, look at that.
I think you just. I think most of us know names around here,
Yeah,
especially yours and her names. So
yeah,
Where?
fair.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's a little bit far away.
For me as well, Waylon. Not quite as far, but still a pretty good ways.
Yeah, but you at least are on the same continent, so that's a plus.
I was doing a little mock VIP flight from frick, there's like 2 in Colorado. There's Aspen and there is
Telluride.
Telluride.
Eagle.
Yep, Telluride to Aspen in the H-160. A little sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
You know, like, well, nothing happened. I just had to build a flight plan that went between like valleys and stuff, and had to be very careful because I can't just like, I don't know. I guess I could climb and fly, but I was
Yeah,
really
those
putting the waypoints to the paces, and that kind of overshoots some of the waypoints, and then turns, and I'm like, "Oy, okay."
two of my more frequented airports, I think, Telluride and Aspen. Aspen's got the kind of off-center ILS,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy. At least localizer, I'm not sure it's ILS, but localizer that's off-center. Not many places like that. And Telluride, you're basically landing like in a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy. So Telluride itself is down in the middle of the mountains, and then once you get down to the airport, the freaking runway is sunk down in the ground.
Yeah.
That always kind of tricks me a little bit. I don't know about anybody else, but my ground textures along this way have had
Not great.
yeah, left a little bit to be desired.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Well, I just didn't know if I was.
No,
only
you're.
one seeing that. No.
No, I'm seeing it too.
Okay.
You're getting a lot of those, like, where the AI didn't quite, and it's like
Fill the water.
probably what
in,
the
stuff
where the
like that.
water. It
Yeah.
probably was a lot of like.
It's just black.
Well, it's black or green, and what I'm wondering is what the when the AI was looking at the satellite photos and trying to determine what was water and what was ground, it could very well be that a lot of these lakes and stuff had a lot of algae or moss on the top of them
Yeah.
Yep.
in the middle of the summer, and it's like, oh well, that's clearly grass. You
Yeah,
know, you know what I mean.
The
So,
algorithm said that
right.
color is grass.
Right, exactly. You know.
Yeah.
That's like our lake out by the brewery right now. It's just got tons of growth on it because we just had so much rain this year for one, and the other problem is that, and we have it with the main lakes in Madison too, is that you get all of this agriculture runoff that makes its way into the waterways and whatnot, and just causes these massive algae blooms. So, oh, I just realized I can hear the trim servos moving in this. I haven't really paid attention to it before. I was like, what is that sound? And it's the trim servos.
Alrighty, I got some information for you on this thing.
Okay.
So that little hash mark is normal cruise.
Oh,
You can-
interesting.
You can fast cruise it at 155, and V&E is 170.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Cool.
But fast cruise is you got to be in like some pretty stable air for that. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it keeps throwing the engines into max.
Yeah.
So that little hash mark is your standard cruise.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jesus
That's really
Christ. Where did this big front come from all of a sudden?
Yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't even paying attention. I was tabbed out for a second. I looked back and I'm like, ooh. Right.
Yeah, I was looking up that information for 8, and I come in and I'm like, oh crap.
Getting dark in front here.
You know. I don't know. Do I have?
I don't know if I have a weather radar in this thing.
Well, that's what I'm wondering on.
Man,
I
I
was
just
thinking
gotta-
the same thing.
I just got
You
a
do.
huge weather change.
Yeah, let me, okay, let me zoom out here and see if I get...
Whoa.
Heck.
My weather
yes,
is
I
going
do.
crazy.
I'm not seeing any
And,
hits on
I don't see
mine.
any
but-
either on here.
Yeah, because I've got weather in the 10 on the G3X, but it's not.
Got weather on
Give
the
me an-
DMAP thing.
I just had like
Yeah.
a big thing of clouds just roll in and then just roll right back out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like
Weird.
and all of a sudden I was almost grayed in, and then like 3 seconds later it steps out one step and then steps out another step.
Weird.
Yeah, crazy, kind of like what just happened.
Alright, so if you want to increase and decrease the range of the map 8,
Yeah.
you click on the range button, and then you scroll the small knob.
Oh, okay. Don't know.
Actually, large knob does it too. Yeah, so the knob
Oh, yeah.
actually changes it as well.
Yep, I see that. Not really showing much weather on my
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm like, these are really tall. I'm like, I'm surprised it's not throwing back anything.
Yeah, I've got no precipitation for
yeah.
quite a ways out.
Yeah. I've got weather or precipitation off to my right, but it's still a ways out as well.
Yeah.
That's my distance here. It's
It's
not
gonna be
giving
a
me
fun
any-
landing.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of rocked around quite a bit right now.
What's up,
I
Manny?
just I put it in
That's a
hover
pretty cool
mode,
shot.
and
like that.
then use the collective oh, I can't remember what it the collective disconnect to put it on the ground.
Yeah. I'll probably bring it in runway 13.
Yeah, I need to fly that aircraft again. I haven't messed with it in a long time.
Oh, holy crap, I didn't even realize you're still back there, 8.
Yeah. Right in your tail.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was like, why does it say traffic? I was like, oh crap, he's still back there.
And now we're under it, and it's dark.
It's me. It's a me.
Mia.
Mario!
Wow, it got real dark under here. Jesus.
Yeah, it did.
I got a break in the clouds. I got the big old.
I got a line of like I can see the horizon and stuff. I've got it so the clouds are I don't know what the ceiling at. Let's see, I'm hanging out at 2,000 feet. What is it like?
Yeah, I'm a little bit higher at 3,000, and it's gonna be dicey.
Yeah, you're probably just skimming the ceiling then at that point.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. It's probably not too much higher than that.
Yeah, I'm rolling in at about 2,500, and it looks like I'm like almost directly level with the
Yeah.
deck. All right.
Just underneath. We're just on the interface of the cloud cover here.
Ooh, this is gonna get really dark.
Where's my landing lights at?
Where are we making the stop over?
Barrington Municipal.
It's next airport.
Carrington? Okay, then I'm just I'm just right on top of it. So okay.
Just starting to get into these clouds here.
Let's see. Can I show? Players. Weather.
Easy, buddy. Easy, buddy.
No. I'm even showing like actual weather on Volanta, and I'm not seeing anything in front of us, so it's just a bunch of big scary clouds with not a lot in them, I guess.
I'll take it.
We'll take it.
And that wind is killing me.
Yeah, that's the only problem with that bird. I love it, but man, it's super susceptible to wind.
Yeah, and I've got it set on realistic, so.
Oh yeah, no, the turbulence in this game, it's way overdone. I think I've got it set to like medium. Real turbulence was just, it's way overdone. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and kick her out.
Alright. See, I'll grab this road right here, maybe.
Let's see. Autopilot off. Which way is the wind coming?
I recommend coming in onto 1.5. Suits best wind-wise.
That's funny. This one labels it as 1-3.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, maybe it might be 1.3. So I'm just looking at my compass net on the.
Yeah, it's all good. Whoa.
1-3.
Yeah. It's like, bro, your RPM is...
Oh my god, I'm just sliding sideways here.
It's
Holy
landing lights.
crap.
Wigwags.
Oh my god.
What?
Just get her turned into the wind. You can land like a helicopter. It's okay, Sophie.
Holy crap.
Good Turkey is in a carbon cup. And she's coming from the wrong direction, I think.
Oh yeah. You landed with a hardcore tailwind.
Yeah. That was a freaking hit too. I was
Right.
trying to save it, but she was not having it, man.
That's what the
She
bush
was
wheels are for. They
not
absorb it all.
having it.
Come on, baby.
Yeah, that was a hardcore freaking tailwind on
Yeah.
the like
Yeah, I've got
17
20,
knots.
23 knots right now coming down.
Yeah, me too.
It
Even with those 23 knots as a tailwind, it's difficult in the RV.
yeah.
Oof.
All right.
Come on, dude.
I'm gonna hate to see this. This is not gonna
Ooh.
be pretty.
Come on, sit down. It's like, no, dude, there's 23 knots of fucking wind. What are you
Yep.
talking about? It's like, no.
Oh yeah, we smacked the ground. We'll call that a form easy landing. That's what we'll call it. 1040 form easy. Holy crap. 35s are up on the freaking bottom side of my wings.
Oop. Just. Are we, oh, maybe I can't. Why did it kill him? Why does the engine keep dying?
Come on, 9, you can do it.
I'm gonna try. I was hovering for a while. I was like, are you kidding me? Come on.
Be assured, we will not mock you. We've all been very embarrassed. All of our landings have been quite embarrassing today, so...
Yeah, I had the worst landing I've had in like several weeks just then. That was horrible.
Speak for yourself. I just landed the helicopter better than I've ever done before.
Heck yeah.
I shut the power down over threshold and it felt like it was friggin' a 10-ton brick.
Yeah, I shut the power down, it just didn't respond at all, it just glided on.
Yep. It's like, cool, I'm a kite now. This is fun.
Yes.
It's like 20 some odd knot winds.
Yeah.
We
These
just
engines
landed like
anyway.
it was nothing.
Right.
Aiden and me had very little difficulty landing.
Yeah.
So
Came in real nice, almost coordinated. Our passengers are feeling bougie right now.
Oh, bougie. Ooh.
Honestly, that wasn't bad at all.
Good go.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, maybe
yeah,
this
yeah.
very harsh braking at the end, well, okay, but other than that...
Hey, everyone down, back at 15.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Okay.
hang on. My input devices are all the wrong ones. Okay, I'm muted now, but hi.
You are not muted.
Now you're muted. Is that a feel good I hear barely off in the other room?
No.
No. Just some
Watching him.
Australian guy?
Oh, I was watching Habitual Line Crosser.
No.
And there's Australia on there today, but my headset has bleed over even when it's muted, so that's probably what it was.
Okay, we're back at 15.
Yep,
All ready to take off?
Well, we're gonna try. That's for sure.
We're just gonna head into the
Get
wind and
lift
it will
off.
do it by itself.
Yeah, let's see what we can do here.
Yeah, if I put my flaps down and just point into the wind, I should be able to lift off.
Yeah, you probably get off in about. I mean,
2
yeah,
feet.
it didn't take nothing for me to get the RV off the ground, so
Yeah.
That looked almost vertical.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Let's see if I can do that as well.
That was with 2 notches of flap though, so
There
Yeah,
goes
but the
Dark.
first notch in the RVH doesn't really count. It's, I don't know, only a few degrees for some reason.
yeah.
And he's back on the ground.
I'm
And
not-
he's in the air.
I didn't touch the ground.
You
Getting
didn't
close
see
to my bed.
nothing.
Yeah. Oh, what the hell are you doing? Oh, Dark. Oh, Dark. Oh, Dark.
Oh, I got touched. Don't worry. I was just not holding my trim and it was fighting me.
I see that.
I got it now. I got it. Hey now.
All right, now
Hey
you're
now,
wailing.
hey now.
I
Let's
got
see
it.
this vertical takeoff.
Almost got it. Almost got it. Almost got it. Almost got it.
Got it. Got it.
Easy. Easy.
Go for it, Waylon. Runway's yours.
What are we doing? Oh, here we go.
9, you ready?
9.
9.
Oh my gosh, I can't even turn around. The wind is pushing me in circles.
That's fine. Just take off and do it.
Alright. BS.
Oh,
Oi. Oh.
Oh,
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 oh, no, we
oh.
made it. We're good. We're good. FA is
Oh.
on up.
you okay, dear?
Yeah, got a gust of a tailwind right as I was turning.
Okay, here we go. Taking off. Pulling out.
Before you take off, turn to the right 90 degrees.
Why?
So you can be in the headwind.
I am in the headwind.
Oops.
That was uneventful.
Oh.
Whoop. Was the guy on Storage Wars? Yep.
Yep.
Oh God.
Yep.
Yeah.
But those dark clouds have disappeared, haven't they?
I just noticed that too, Waylon. I was like, it looks okay now. So either the front is moving really fast or we had a big shift in weather.
I now have 30 knot winds.
Yeah, I've got 30, yeah, just off the left side here.
I'm doing 26 right now.
My gosh.
Tracking a little wonky here on the map, it looks like. Looks like I've got, so it looks like heading is 23, well, hold on. So my course is 249 and my heading is 236. If that tells you anything. So yeah, we got a little bit of wind. Yep. There we go.
By the way, the smoke in the RV8 is still not a multiplayer thing, right? You don't
No.
see
Yeah.
Dennis.
No, they did that to try and keep down on griefers and stuff like that, because it does actually cause a. If you have enough of it, it'll cause some frame degen.
I can understand.
So,
I just wanted to know.
Yep, no, it's definitely not.
But you do see it in the Stearman, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, some of them you do, and I think it's
Well,
because
it's because Parallel 42's smoke effects is a higher like
right,
resolution than the Wilga's one. Like the Got Friends one is like a low res effect.
yeah,
It's not that
Yeah.
I mean I don't know if resolution's the right word, but like density of particle.
Yep.
yeah,
So it's less
yeah, it's
intrusive
less
on frame rate.
right, yeah, yeah. If you have a bunch of people in RVs or whatever throwing down smoke, it'll crash everybody's frames that can see it. So
Oh, I'm okay with that. No, that's all. I don't use it much anyway. Just wondering if
Yep.
it was a bug or a feature, so to speak.
yeah, no, it was brought up a few times, and I mean, it's not a decision by SWS. It's just the way that Parallel 42 has their smoke effects set up. So
That's okay.
I don't know. Personally, for me, like it's like, oh, that's kind of fun, and then like I don't ever mess with it again. So
Yeah, same with me.
you know, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, pretty much the only time I play with the smoke is in the Stearman anyway. Ooh, it just brightened up big time.
That's why I haven't bought any of those like packs for the Parallel 42 packs for like, you know, wing condensation and I mean it's cool, but
Yeah.
like I don't really do replays and I don't spend time in the back of the aircraft that much, and so I'm just like, meh.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I only use the smoke if I want to see if the looping looked as bad from the inside as it was from the outside, or so, or vice versa.
it's a good way to use it, actually.
Yeah, okay, just fly in a straight line. That's all you're too good for.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy doing a hammerhead with the smoke on and the Stearman. That's pretty cool.
Going back down through it.
Yeah.
Surprised I don't have any contrails going today. I wonder why that is.
Neither do I. I don't see anything.
Notice that? Yeah. Checking
BFE,
my-
man. BFE.
Contrails are good. Max length long.
In what app?
Must
This
not
is-
be.
For the SimFX for
Must not be any.
has to have
Unique.
high level clouds up there for it to show up. So
I was gonna say might not be any major airways across there either.
I mean that's fair.
Do you guys like using SimFX?
I do, yeah.
I really enjoy it. The contrails bring extra an extra little twinge of life to the sim, but really the reason I like it is the effects on the wheels when you're skiing. Man, it is awesome.
Yeah.
It's great.
Like it'll just kind of like, I mean, you'll see like multiplayer contrails like that 777 out there, like it had the conditions have to be right, but like you can see like a contrail that's like 100 miles long from like somebody. Like
Yep.
you'd be like, where is that coming from? And you can trace it back, and then it just throws like dummy contrails up there too, even if there's not any traffic, just to make it seem like there's like the sim's a bit more alive. Like, cause I don't run with live traffic or any of that stuff generally. Um, but yeah, it will throw stuff up for like multiplayer stuff and whatnot, which is kind of
Yeah.
cool.
It is kind of cool. So when we do BBs on
Yeah.
Saturday night, we can see each other's contrail. It's kind of neat.
But yeah, just because of the way that the sim works right now, if there's not high level clouds, then you won't see them.
And if you're getting into helicopters, I'm going to tell you the effect
Oh, the
of the
downwash, the
of the
replacement downwash. Yeah.
the downwash on the water is absolutely incredible.
I don't know if it would play super nice with your setup 8 or not.
Probably
'Cause I know
not.
you're kind of limited on your laptop setup. But
I'm not on laptop. I'm on PC.
oh, you're not? Okay. Oh.
But the max, I'm pulling like 24 frames just right now.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, I
my
don't-
CPU is my main limiter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Dark.
really sure how hard it hits as far as like.
What?
So my main tanks are almost empty, but it says I've got an endurance of an hour and 23 minutes left. Is it just gonna continue to pull from the aux tanks, or do I need to like switch anything?
I think they're automatic. I don't think you
great.
need
I
to switch
believe
anything
they
in
are
there.
automatic.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, like I'm not a good judge of that stuff, like because everybody's like, "Oh, that stuff like hits my frame so hard," and I'm like, I can't really say anything because I got like a 5700X 3D and a 4080 Super and 64 gigs of RAM, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't notice anything, you know. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I was actually had a frame per second digit up on my screen other than VR.
yeah, I don't.
That's about it.
I don't monitor it.
Neither do I. I quit looking at the numbers. I chase numbers long enough.
Yeah.
Are you in pounds or kilograms?
What?
Are you in pounds or kilograms on your fuel?
Pounds?
Pounds? How many? How much does it say you have left?
Oh, it says kilograms on here. 462 kilograms. I changed it on the VIP version. I just don't remember how to change it on the. Oh, I do remember how to change it.
Yeah, you go into the tablet.
Yeah. Fuel pounds, weight pounds, mercury, Celsius. Okay, now I've got head track, 1,013 pounds.
Oh yeah, that'll be enough. Because right now I'm only pulling about 734 pounds an hour. So you'll be light, but when we get there, but
Yeah,
you'll
I'm
have fuel
pulling
still.
that as well.
Where's the ticker here? Oh no, it's surprising. Now that's as of yesterday. See if Boeing stock traders on Monday. Said they are sending the astronauts back on Dragon.
SpaceX,
one?
right?
The guy, yeah.
Yeah, which
yeah.
dragon is it? Is it the one that's up there, or they're gonna send another one up there?
I'm not sure yet.
Because there's Crew Dragon 4 and there's Crew Dragon 8, and depending on which one they send is I was reading an article about it, how their spacesuits aren't compatible, so they
Yeah.
gotta be sent down without spacesuits.
Yeah, it says the NASA took a look at the Boeing stuff and they're like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like, send them
It costs them so much money just to sit there.
Eject it, let it burn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Boeing doesn't have to seem a run. My God, Boeing doesn't seem to have a run right now.
No. Well, they had to ground a bunch of 787s too. Like, goddamn, guys, come on.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. It was the merger with McDonnell Douglas. That's what did it.
All the C-suite.
Yeah. Focus on the stock and not the quality. That's what you get.
Okay, yeah. So it says they'll be returning on Crew 9 Starliner.
Crew
They're
9,
gonna try and
yeah.
return it uncrewed.
Wow.
Ain't they gonna be some shit if they? I mean, it'll be interesting if they send Starliner back and it just burns up the atmosphere, and they'll be like, "Well, made the right call there."
No doubt.
But it will be so embarrassing if they have to take one of Elon Musk's spaceships to get the crew back.
Well, that's what they're
What's
doing.
happening?
That's what
Yeah,
they
that's
gotta
what's
do.
happening.
Yeah, they have to.
They're taking the Crew 9 Crew 9. Not the Dragon. What'd you say it was?
Yeah, it's Dragon Crew 9.
Is it Crew 9? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Boeing Space Liner's got to be sent back uncrewed in case
Yeah.
of emergency, and then it blows up in the atmosphere, or it gets back just fine. But it's got lots of issues, like a helium leak.
Yeah, it's like they got up there and it just got worse and worse and worse.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to be the case once they got up there and like, uh-oh. I was like, yeah, they're
Yeah.
going to end up coming back on
There's
Dragon.
Yeah.
So they're gonna come back in February, yeah.
Is
that what the date says? That's what
I
the
mean,
article said.
that was the original. It was supposed to be sometime in February.
Long time to be stuck in space.
Yeah. We're only
That's
supposed to be
good.
up there for a week and they end up there for like 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus.
Wonder if they're gonna sue Boeing for this.
Yeah, they're test pilots. I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah.
It kind of comes with the fucking. Comes with the.
Or if they don't die, they're probably not gonna be too
Yeah.
upset. Plus,
Yeah, and I mean,
Mm.
you gotta be in space. Like, that's pretty fucking dope.
Guys, I'd be the first in line if I got into space. So, and if I got there for 2 weeks instead of 1, so much the better.
Yeah.
As long as I don't get sick all the time, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some degenerative stuff that happens when you're up there for so long,
Yeah,
but I mean,
exactly.
so they'll have to be in recovery for a bit, but other than that, it's,
It's not the longest that someone's been in space.
no. Like Mark Kelly had been up there longer than that.
Yeah.
I don't know how long his brother had been up there too. I can't remember, but I think Mark has been up there a pretty long time.
Yeah, like a year and 2 months or something, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It
he
was
was up
over a
there
year.
for quite a while.
Yeah. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, let's see what this says here.
that's where you see it. Running 690 pounds an hour. I'll be good. Got an hour and 25 minutes left. Or an hour and 16. It'll be close.
Oh. It says Crew 9 is scheduled for liftoff on September 24th.
Okay. So, just over a month to...
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
better than being up there until next year, so.
Yeah.
What's my fuel doing? No, we're good. Guess I could switch it back over and get the tanks balanced.
I don't know if I'd be wanting to sue somebody if I was one of those astronauts, but I would definitely like go visit somebody at Boeing.
Yeah, right.
You're like, how in the hell dare you send me up in some piece of crap like this?
Oh, I know, dude.
Freaking
I mean,
ship
yeah,
that is a
but
freaking
it's like at the same time, it's like NASA hasn't been completely, wholly
yeah.
unresponsible with, accidents and shit in the past either, too. But yeah, it's especially, I mean, right now, especially for Boeing, it's just like they just can't catch a break.
Congressional investigation.
Well, they just, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, dude. It's, I mean, when you've got, I mean, it was one thing, because, I mean, like, aviation accidents and stuff happen, but it's just like, it seems like everything with Boeing, like, just all the horrible, like, just decisions that were based solely on profits and not right exactly and not like sound engineering are like all coming to a head now, you know what I mean?
Like I said,
And yeah, that's really problematic. We have to, like, I've got 2 very long overwater flights next year, and I'm like seriously like looking at the different airlines and stuff and be like, what aircraft can I fly that aren't 787s? Or
you might spend a little extra money to put yourself on an Airbus versus a Boeing, right?
Right. I mean, like older, like the 777s and 767s and stuff are fine,
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been way too many cut corners with these new airframes. It's obviously worrisome.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you have a problem as an airline or as an aircraft manufacturer if there's a filter in Booking.com or whatever, which tells you where you can choose airlines which don't fly certain aircraft.
Yeah, right, exactly. It also kind of depends. I mean, another part of it too is having worked in the aviation industry and in the maintenance industry. Like, I know that it really kind of depends on what the airline's maintenance programs look like too, and how good they're doing their checks and things like that. But again, there's some problems that you may never see because it's, you're never like pulling all the interior panels and stuff off and stuff, and different things and pulling, unless you're doing like heavy refurb and stuff, like you're not pulling skins off the and looking at internal support structures and whatnot. It's like Alaska, they had no reason to pull that door plug off. It was basically straight from the fucking factory,
Yeah.
you know?
To them, it was the same thing as being welded on there.
Right. There was no reason to pull it off unless, I mean, they would have eventually for, you know, after it had so many hours on the airframe, you know, and doing a
Yeah.
heavy check or something like that. But unless there was another problem that obviously came up, there was no need to remove it and be like, holy shit, dude, this thing's missing pins and bolts and everything, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just in a heap of trouble.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you trap astronauts up in the space station,
Yeah.
there's going to be a congressional investigation into it.
Right.
That's United States astronauts. They're considered military, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm also wondering what that means for the military aircraft, because that's also a lot of that is Boeing these days. So
Well, I mean, the
is that
military
totally
definitely-
separate, or do they rely so much on their own maintenance that they compensate for to some degree, or?
Well, I do know that the military programs and stuff are starting to look to Airbus to replace some of their aging Boeing fleets at this point. I've seen, you know, they've been bidding those out for a while now.
Yeah, for
talking about
tankers and stuff. Yeah,
bigger
Yeah.
C-17s and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
yeah. I was thinking
Yeah.
actually more in terms of fighter jets and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, yeah, Boeing has got a hand in that, but I mean, you also got Lockheed Martin, and there's several different companies that.
But isn't the F-15 Boeing, and is the B-2, B-1? I think it's quite a few aircraft fighters, so fighter jets that are basically Boeing.
F-15, I think, is a Lockheed aircraft, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. The F-18 is Boeing.
Okay.
So the Super Hornets and stuff, all
Yeah,
the Navy aircraft are. Obviously, F-35 is a Lockheed Martin aircraft. But yeah, like the B-2 and stuff, that's Boeing. I think, isn't it? Isn't the
I'm not
stealth,
certain.
or is that? I can't remember if that is or not.
And I would also say that the probably a much different manufacturing environment from say a 777 or a 787 compared to the B-2.
By the way, the F-15 is Boeing now.
Oh yeah,
It's
I just-
McDonnell.
I- that-
It's
yeah.
McDonnell Douglas, and it's now part of Boeing.
Yep. So they make the AH-6 light attack helicopter, the Apache, E-7, which is a 737 platform, which is an early warning. Air Force One, obviously, but that's an old platform.
That's like an AWACS, something like that.
E-7 is, yeah, kinda. They make a lot of, like, autonomous systems, Boeing does. Yeah, the B-1B, B-52, but B-52, I mean, what? The buff is forever. That's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Globemaster, Chinook is a Boeing product.
A lot of those things you're naming also they've been around a while, and they have been
Well,
proven for
right,
a while.
that's
You
the
know
other
what I'm saying?
Now, this one I'm seeing, the T-7 Red Hawk, that's a new trainer that the military has been working with. It's a single-engine jet trainer, so that's new. MH-139, I thought that was an Augusta West. That's an Augusta platform.
Ooh, that's close for comfort on those wind turbines.
So,
Yeah, I'm
I
looking
wonder
at the
if-
elevation here a little bit.
that's weird.
Yeah, I was watching. I almost clipped to one of them.
Yeah, so there's... Which is interesting. I wonder if some airframes are still produced by their primary manufacturer, and then Boeing does like the military conversions, or I don't know. That's weird. Osprey is Boeing. That
Also had
aircraft,
issues.
yeah, that aircraft's been plagued with issues for years. Surprised they still fly it, to be
Me
honest
too.
with you.
Yeah. Yeah, after the late 80s or early 90s, it's early 90s, maybe mid 90s, where they had all those issues with the Marines and the Osprey.
Mhm.
I'm surprised they even consider keeping that around. But that was the whole 9 yards. Was the Marines needed something that, like a fast, like helicopter,
Right.
transport cargo type helicopter, and basically they said, "Oh, look at this."
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said, "Oh, that's perfect. Give them millions and millions and millions of dollars." And the next thing you know, this freaking thing won't stay in the sky.
Right.
I mean, it's a very interesting concept, to be fair, but it's also a very complex system, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was the problem. Was it was so complex that they had a struggle. A lot of the problems that they were having were the pilots were not didn't comprehend the airplane completely. I think
Which
a lot
one
of
was
the
it?
But
Osprey.
the Osprey,
Oh yeah.
but this is something I don't understand, because that's what simulators are for. I mean, if you get a completely new type of aircraft, I mean, I don't understand why I would imagine that these pilots are trained and retrained in a simulator before they ever set foot into a real aircraft.
Well, I think what the problem, initially at least, I can't speak for some of the more recent Osprey crashes, but I think with the original ones they had so much trouble with the Marines initially was that if you had an engine failure and the drive shaft seized on one of them, basically it would basically seize the transmission and stop both engines. And
Okay, but
I
that's a
think that's
design flaw.
it was a design flaw, and it took them a long time to fix it. Now it doesn't that doesn't happen, obviously, but yeah, I mean, in
Yeah,
that
they still
case,
keep crashing.
they still keep crashing. I don't know what the issues with them are these days, but I think that was a primary driver of a lot of the early crashes they had with the Osprey. Was that really significant design flaw?
I was thinking about what Silky said, that pilots were not used to this kind of aircraft. And that's something I don't really understand, because I think that they should have been simulating the shit out of the plane before they ever get into one of this in real.
I'm not
yeah.
even certain that simulation at the time that the Osprey was introduced was even capable of giving those pilots the kind of experiences that they needed to have to be able to handle the issues that they were having to handle. I think part of that design flaw was I think if you look it up, you'll find that there were some bearings that were defective.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so not only that may have brought to light the design flaw is the bearings were defective, so the bearings, froze up or welded or whatever.
Right.
And when that happened, then people realized, oh, well, it won't keep running. Neither one of them
Right.
will run, right?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's the Osprey has just been plagued with problems ever since it was brought out.
I think it's one of the highest casualty rates of any aircraft that the military has ever flown,
Yeah.
if not the highest.
And basically, what made that aircraft was Bosnia. So that was the first place where it actually saw a lot of action or any kind of, and they were fairly successful with it there, and so it kind of proved itself a bit. And at that point, they were like, "Yeah, let's go, let's take this and run with it." That's pretty much what sold them on it.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea. I mean, it makes a lot of sense from a military point of view, having an aircraft which is faster than a normal helicopter but can still land and take off vertically, it makes a lot of sense. But of course, it's
Yeah,
a
just
complex thing.
I feel like the program is just kind of a sunk cost fallacy at this point, you know?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, that whole thing, especially as far as the pilot training and understanding of the aircraft, that kind of was a foreshadow to the whole new computer systems on the 737. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and the guys, the pilots are like, well, if I'd have even known about that. You got
Oh
computers
yeah,
on-
like
yeah, you got computers on there that are doing stuff that the pilots don't even realize how this computer functions or what its use is or anything.
the MCAS or whatever the hell it is
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
it's the
fucking
MCAS, yeah. We're like,
Yeah.
guys, you put something on here and you didn't even tell us. You
right.
know?
I had no way to know what to do
Yeah.
when it got into a runaway trim situation. Boeing's like, oops, my
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, single
well.
point failure, great idea. Just one sensor for something as unimportant as airspeed.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of failures there that they well, they just got a lot of work, internal work that they need to do to get the stuff straight.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's just, especially with Boeing, there's a lot of people on the manufacturing side. They're just, I mean, they're basically just people off the street
Yeah,
doing, it's
Yeah.
that don't have.
doing very highly technical work.
Right, exactly.
But how does it work? I mean, seriously, how does it work that Boeing employs people without a proper qualification? Because I know a guy who used to work with Airbus, and well, he's an engineer, so he's not a mechanic, but he was more on the design side of things. But if you hear or if you look at the requirements that Airbus has for mechanics, for technicians, for engineers, they're huge. So how
It gets back to that
Yes.
whole thing, Waylon, that it was completely profit driven by the guys up in the offices, and they had just massive orders that they had to fill, and there just aren't enough young people entering the workforce to fill those positions that are emptying by all the folks that are aging out and retiring. And so Boeing's is like, well, we still got to fill orders and we need people to put these parts together, so grab whoever we can
I
to
think
basically train them on the line,
I think that's the key point, is that, okay, there's a bunch of people involved that have very specific qualifications they have to meet. But the person that's putting that screw gun in their hand and shooting that screw, there is no qualification for them. There's just none. It's, this is how you shoot a screw, and you make sure that thing says click. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And that is it. Now, I'm not absolutely certain about, Boeing, and they may have some extra little whatevers, but generally speaking, on a production line, the actual production workers, there's not much to be qualified for.
Right.
But that guy that is thinking about the tools that are being used by those people, yeah, he's got to have qualifications. The guy that's
Right.
thinking about whatever kind of parts that are being those people are putting on, he's got to have qualifications. It's that lowest level that.
But that
Right.
lowest level is also doing maintenance, and obviously they have a maintenance issue. Or even if or even if you say, okay, I can, obviously there's some truth in that there's a difference in qualification if you're the designer or if you're the supervisor or something like that, or if you're just a grunt in a way.
Yeah.
But they're still paying the price for that. If they say that some parts and pieces were not properly bolted in, or that there were plugs missing or whatever, I mean, qualified or no, it's something is going wrong there.
Right.
Absolutely agree. Yeah.
There's been a lot of stories that have come out, especially with these like whistleblowers and stuff like that, and investigations, and they're like, I mean, the attitude generally on the floor, or even on like the delivery line, is just like, we have a quota to make, and a lot of these people that are just basically, you know, assembly workers and stuff, you know, if they spot something, it's the attitude is very much like, it's not my problem, or you know, if issues are brought up, people are reprimanded, you know, by
Yeah.
by these
That's
higher
pretty
ups.
true.
They're like, you're causing problems and slowdowns. We don't have time for this, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been plenty of investigations and reports about that over the last couple of years that have come out. You know,
Yeah.
even the people that are doing like the final like inspections and stuff are very underqualified for the position. Like, don't have like traditional like aviation engineering or AMP certifications and stuff like that. They're people that were brought on board from other sort of fields that may have had some sort of manufacturing background, but no sort of aerospace experience at all, and just very limited on the job training. You know, it's wild.
Handed a sheet of paper and says, "This is how this is supposed to operate. If it does
Right.
not operate this way, you tell us." And then when they do tell them, they're like, "Oh no, it's fine."
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah, but I'm
that's a
just
lot of the
thinking about
problem.
what I hear from Airbus and what the European Aviation Authority would tell them if that happened to them, because the EAA is all over that place, in Toulouse and in Hamburg and wherever the other
yeah.
Airbuses are. So they are really. I mean, they're the Airbus people are complaining the other way around, that there's too much interference, too much supervision, and I mean, there's obviously an oversight problem there from the authorities, because at the end of the day, these are aircraft. This is not a toaster.
Right.
Well, and also when you're talking about the oversight and you start talking about the FAA and the FAA being involved with Boeing on the ground as far as their manufacturing goes, I mean, from everything I've seen, there was some of that was being bought and sold.
Oh, it was. The FAA was allowing Boeing to sign off all their own work.
Yeah.
Because the FAA is like highly understaffed too. They just don't have.
Yeah.
I mean, I hated working with the FAA. I know they're there for a reason. I understand that, but the FAA, like, they are very, 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 very slow to adapt to anything, and it makes it very frustrating for advances in industry and stuff like that, because they're like, this is the way it worked back in the 1940s and that's the way we're gonna go, you know. But yeah, I mean, the big problem with the whole Boeing thing is just the FAA just did not have the manpower to have somebody on the ground constantly at Boeing, basically as a permanent fixture to be checking aircraft. So they basically got to a point where they were just letting Boeing write the checks, basically, or, you know, do all the final sign-offs, you know, and Boeing's just like, cool, and just pencil whipping everything, you know. So yeah, I mean, there's been a big kind of opening of eyes across the industry and in Washington and stuff after all these things have come out regarding that. I mean, there's definitely change happening, but it's just like there's still a lot that needs to be addressed, obviously, and I think a whole restructuring of Boeing in general.
On our side of manufacturing, so I know it's not airplanes but cars, but on our side of manufacturing, there is a whole lot more reliance on equipment that what you would call grunt uses for quality control versus the grunt themselves.
Right.
So there's a lot of, especially there's, I mean, it's to do a line correctly, it's millions of dollars, and a lot of that goes into equipment like that measures not only how many times a bolt turns and the torque that bolt reaches. So if the bolt reaches torque before it turns enough, that means it's crossed fairly, they'll stop the line. So that just automatically stops the line, and then somebody like myself has to go out there and check,
Right.
see what's going on, right?
Yep.
And that's the function. That's how our line functions, and that's for like any kind of every type of remotely important bolt gets that kind of scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds to me like that some of that is definitely missing. It's got to be missing. You know, to have door plugs going out the door that aren't right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's some of that that's got to be not.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know. Obviously, Airbus now is now they're in a position where they're like, they're getting a lot of Boeing's old customers, because people are
Yeah.
just like, yeah, this is way too fucked. Like, airlines just aren't willing to risk it at this point. They're like, I can't. I'm not gonna risk our aircraft and God knows all the lawsuits and stuff that could happen. So yeah, I mean, Airbus is like, they're struggling now because they've got just a
Yeah, sure, they don't have the
demand.
capacity. Yeah.
Right. Because now they've got all these cancellations from Boeing, that you've got all these new partners, and airlines are like, yeah, we want your aircraft instead. So it'd be interesting to see. But yeah, that's a complete shit show. Well, that was a good one. A little bit windy, but
Yeah, it was a good one.
a little bit windy, but it was good.
Y'all seem to handle it pretty well in the helicopters.
Oh yeah, super easy.
The H-160 is it's a nice helicopter. It definitely helps. It's got the system automation to take a lot of the workload off too.
Yeah, it's pretty nice that you don't have to freaking fight every second of the day trying to control it.
Not like trying to fly a Huey.
Yeah.
So. All right, guys. It was fun.
Yeah.
Good weekend. I'll probably be doing Big Birds later.
All right. Anything we haven't even talked about that. I mean, any idea, or we need to come up with something, or?
We'll have to come up with something. So.
All right. I'll shoot you some messages, see if we can figure something out.
All right. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right,
Okay, guys, have a nice weekend.
Yep.
Take care.
Catch y'all later.
Take care. See you.
Bye.